William I was the first Norman monarch to rule England, reigning from 1066 until his death in 1087. His reign in England was marked by the construction of castles and settling a new Norman nobility on the land. This is the life of William I, or as history knows him, William the Conqueror. William was born in 1027 or 1028 at the Château de Flacé, Normandy, France. He was the illegitimate son of Duke Robert I of Normandy and his mistress, Herlevena, the daughter of a tanner. Little is known about William's upbringing, but it is most likely he would have been tutored to ride and hunt from a young age, and was known as William the Bastard. After the death of his father Robert I, William, being his only son, inherited the dukedom of Normandy. His illegitimate status and his youth caused difficulties after he succeeded his father, and Normandy was thrown into anarchy. The Norman aristocracy battled each other for control of the young William, but in 1047 the young Duke was able to quash the rebellion and began to establish his authority over Normandy, which he was completely able to do around 1060. In the 1050s, William had married Matilda of Flanders, which gained him a powerful ally in the neighbouring county of Flanders. This alliance, coupled with his consolidation of power, allowed him to expand his realm, and by 1062 William had secured control of the neighbouring county of Maine. William's relationship across the Channel was closer than we might think, as both William and Edward the Confessor could claim heritage from the Viking Rollo, Count of Rouen, or to put it closer, William was the grandson of Edward's maternal uncle, Richard II of Normandy. According to the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, William visited England in the later part of 1051. The reasons for this visit are unclear, and it was perhaps to secure confirmation of his succession to the English throne. Whatever Edward's wishes may have been, any claim by William would have been opposed by Godwin, Earl of Wessex, father of Harold Godwinson. Godwin died in 1053 and Harold succeeded to the earldom. Some sources claim that Harold took part in William's Breton campaign in 1064 and swore to uphold William's claim to the English throne. Edward the Confessor died on the 5th of January 1066, and according to the Vita Edwardi, a biography about Edward, claims that he was attended by his wife Edith, Harold, Archbishop Stigand and Robert Fitzmar, when he named Harold as his successor. Norman sources do not dispute that Harold was named as the next king, but they declared that Harold's earlier oath and Edward's promise of the throne could not be changed on Edward's deathbed. Harold, however, took the throne and was crowned the day after Edward's death at the new Westminster Abbey. Upon hearing of Harold's crowning, William called a council of his nobles and supporters, where he declared his intentions to invade England to press his claims. Throughout the summer, William assembled an army and fleet in Normandy. By early August, his preparations were complete and the fleet ready to sail, but adverse winds kept his ships in Normandy. William's fleet finally set sail on the 28th of September and landed unopposed at Pevensey Bay. Harold's army was in the north, where it had defeated Harold Hardrada's force at Stamford Bridge. William advanced to Hastings, where he built a castle as a base of operations from which he raided the countryside. Harold raced south to meet this threat, and the two armies met on the 14th of October at what became known as the Battle of Hastings. The two armies were roughly equal in numbers, but William had cavalry and archers in addition to his infantry, whereas Harold had only foot soldiers and a corps of housecarls. Harold's men were formed up along a ridge in a shield wall, which was at first so effective that it repulsed William's attacks. After taking heavy losses, some of William's Breton troops panicked and fled, and soon a rumour spread that the Duke was dead. William then rallied his men by riding up and down his men, lifting up his helmet to show that he was still alive. William continued the attack, but his men were once again thrown back. But some of Harold's troops gave chase and were themselves cut down by Norman cavalry. After two more faint attacks, Harold's army was weakened enough for the Normans to break through the shield wall. The decisive event that turned the battle was the death of Harold. The Bayeux Tapestry shows Harold's death by an arrow to the eye, but that may not be true, and may be a reworking of the tapestry to conform to the 12th century story of him being killed by an arrow to the head. Another story was that Harold was killed by the Duke himself. Whatever the truth may be, Harold's body was identified the day after the battle by a mark on his body. Harold's mother offered her son's weight in gold for his body, but William ordered it thrown into the sea. The English refused to surrender to William and nominated Edgar the Atheling as king. But support for Edgar was lukewarm, and William took control of southern England and marched north to London, where on Christmas Day 1066 he was crowned King of England at Westminster Abbey. William remained in England after his coronation and began arrangements for governance. English nobles that submitted to William were allowed to keep their lands and title. Slowly, the Normans advanced north, and by 1075 William's hold on England was mostly secure. Much of William's reign was spent putting down rebellions, both in England and Normandy. In 1086 he ordered a survey of all England, listing land holdings and current owners. This work we know as the Domesday Book. William left England towards the end of 1086. Trouble was brewing with the French king, and William led an expedition against the French Vexin in July 1087. While seizing Mantes, William fell ill or was injured by the pommel of a sword. On the 9th of September, William died, and those around his deathbed quickly hurried to secure their own position, leaving his body to rot before it was finally buried in Caen. William's son Robert inherited Normandy, while his second son, William Rufus, became William II of England. The impact of William's conquest on England was profound. He implemented changes to the church, aristocracy, culture and language of a country which have persisted into modern times, and earned his name, William the Conqueror.